Previously, on Legacy of Ash, Bruto, darling, this is your new home. This is your new family.
No, Leva. The crate is my home, and my family needs me.
Remy, you're awake.
I'm being pulled in so many directions. I don't know who I'm supposed to be.
You can be anything that you want to be.
So, where are we going next?
Great. It had to be Hut Space.
Oh, it's probably not that bad.
We now return to Legacy of Ash. The camera opens to a wide, beautiful sweeping vista of a beach. The breeze blows slightly through a crowd, dressed beautifully for an occasion. Off in the distance, the sun is setting in the nebula. A beautiful orange haze lands softly on the beach. There's purple and pink accents. A truly remarkable moment for a truly remarkable event. You guys are seated near the ocean waves, lapping up gently. You look around and you see probably the better part of 100 people showing up for this event. You gather that a vast majority of them are here for the Baron. You being pretty much all that's showing up for poor Bria Bell. Remy stands near the back. These lightweight, agile fighters on a tarmac nearby, ready to fly, to celebrate a moment of union. As you guys get seated, you take a moment to breathe in the fresh air. You close your eyes and feel this warm glow fall about you. Music begins, eventually starts to swell. Beautiful, alien music, unlike anything you've heard before. Instruments playing such precious melodies. Brenn walks up the aisle from what you can assume his mother or some older maiden walking with him. She stands next to him. There is no party or anything like that. It's just him and the woman. And in a moment, you hear gasps, mutterings. You turn and you look. The back stands, so you have to stand to see past them. You see Bria, her hair done immaculately, twirling like fighters in a dance. She is wearing a purple dress that flows and swells and sways in this slight breeze. Accents of pink and orange dancing around. She looks as the very nebula herself. She is breathtaking in this moment. She walks down the aisle by herself, proudly, shoulders back, chin up, walking forward into her destiny, into the moment that she has prepared herself for these last few months. Around her neck is a magnificent gem medallion that shines with all the colors of the rainbow. You have heard of these briefly muttered about around Hades, around Megos. These rainbow gems take thousands of years to form and are worth more than Mon Calamarian cruisers. A fortune, undeniably, has been spent on this woman. They gather at the threshold. They stand and stare at each other as the woman begins the ceremony. His mother, the matriarch. She begins to lead the ceremony. It is very brief. Beautiful. The music continues. The waves continue to lap. And in this moment, everything feels right. You forget about what took you to get here. You forget about all the weird things that are buried under the surface of Hades, of Megos. Vox brings the rings up the aisle. They exchange pleasantries. They exchange promises. They exchange rings. They exchange ribbons, binding their hands together in a promise for the future. In the back, one of the commanders nods to you. It's time. You get into your fighter. You take off. You guys fly down a ways a bit. You line up. They put you in lead. You did a practice run earlier today. Went off without a hitch. You just fly straight, low over the wedding, over this celebration of union. You open these doors below your fighter, and you deploy what is known as euphoric dust. It spreads over the wedding audience, and it begins the celebration. It ends the ceremony and basically begins the after party where everyone is feeling elated, jovial, and euphoric. As you guys are flying, you fly overhead, everyone gazes up. They open their doors and they push the button, and dust sparkles like stars above you. The colors of the rainbow, the colors of Bria's gem. You guys bank hard and fly over the ocean, smoke trailing from your engines. Ceremonious. Perfect. The dust settles on the crowd, and you immediately feel elated. You feel extreme happy. You begin to process this, and you just smile. Some of the crowd begins to weep with tears of joy. The couple turns, faces the audience, as newly joined together. And then you hear a thunderous boom. You think it's part of the ceremony, but it is not. You look up to the direction where it came from, and you see an Imperial Star Destroyer having broke out of hyperspace, damn near into the moon. You see fighters begin to pour out of it. Tiny dots begin pouring out of the belly of the Star Destroyer. And you see another ship, barely big enough to be noticeable, bigger than a TIE fighter. It is small, wedge-shaped, with seeming pincers ahead of it. It is a decimator. It is the Manticore. As these fighters begin to scream down towards the surface. The spectators look up, watching them, confused. No Imperial ship has ever entered Hapen space. Most of the guests don't even know what they are, what these shapes mean. But you hear the screams of the TIE engines as they fly down. The scream. It's almost unbearable. Remy, you hear over the comms. Confusion. Nobody knows what's happening. Except for you. What do you do?
Dial the party line.
You have moments. Make it count.
Okay. Get to the crate. Get out of here. And then I turn off to engage fighters, assuming that the ship I'm in has some sort of weapons payload.
You fire up. All you have is lasers. But lasers are going to be all that you have to make do with.
Yep.
It is very agile. Flies very light, but you have a good feeling about the controls. It almost reminds you of a TIE fighter. You guys hear comms crackle to life. It's Remy. For those of you who didn't have your cell phones on silent during a wedding. Var.
Oh yeah, it's totally mine. It's 100% mine.
You guys are looking up at these TIE fighters. The Star Destroyer, the Manticore. And you don't feel dread. You don't feel anxiety. You don't feel fear. You're smiling. RC's laughing. Vox is whomping in concern, which makes it almost more funny. The crowd is pointing, gesturing. What marvelous sight to behold. What a beautiful, spectacular ending. They got new ships from the Hapen fleet to celebrate. I'm gonna need you guys all to make resilience checks to keep your wits about you.
Difficulty?
We're gonna make it 3 purples.
Skill.
The bronze one? Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm dead.
Here you go, sir.
You said
You'll just be
Trace?
using those stats.
Trace the purples?
Yeah. And this is the look of the ship you're flying.
Awesome.
You can go ahead and grab that, yeah.
Okay.
Successes, failures? What are we looking at?
2 success, 1 threat.
Okay.
One failure.
One fail, 2 disadvantage.
Okay, so if you have threat, go ahead and take strain. And
Threat
you
is what I
failed.
did,
You just
but I
straight failed, right?
remember.
Okay.
Just one failure.
So Var and Triz are stunned, incapable of processing truly what's going on. You're caught between having seen something amazing and having seen something terrible. And you're torn in every direction. I'm going to go ahead and roll for RC real quick.
Let's get a bonus since he's been doing drugs all week.
Building up a tolerance.
Well, he does succeed with 2 successes. So Bruto and RC succeed. So RC's kind of looking up. Is anyone else seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, RC.
The really cool ships?
Those
So beautiful.
Those are cripping TIE fighters.
we
So
spent months on that ship. You do not recognize it. That's
not going
that's
back.
a bloody Manticore.
I'm not going back to that ship.
Chimera.
Oh, it'll be okay.
Girl.
It'll be
And he
okay.
slaps you.
Captain, let's go. Now.
We've got to go. He starts looking around and
Where?
he sees these aqua gliders that were left there from earlier in the day. We should go. We're never gonna make it back to the crate. We should go, get back to the manor, get back to the estate, and then jump in the crate.
We gotta get out of here. We can't stay. They could level this entire moon. I think I'm just dragging.
Yeah, we.
It's like, RC, I point at the captain.
Oh yeah, he starts grabbing Var. Right. Starts grabbing you, puts his arm around you. Come on, Captain, let's go for a ride.
You
How
guys.
joyful. Yeah. So, Remy, you start flying in. You line up behind some of these TIE fighters. There's TIE fighters, TIE interceptors, TIE bombers. What do? The other pilots are still scatterbrained. They're not entirely sure what's going on. They're not entirely sure this isn't part of the celebration still. The TIE interceptors are starting to break off for you guys.
I think I make my way chasing bombers.
Okay.
So the gonna put myself in between interceptors and bombers, but
Deal.
I think it's important
Good
to take
luck,
the bombers
sir.
out.
Good luck.
You will be remembered fondly. Probably.
I'm also gonna become a big target because no one else seems to be attacking.
No, nobody else is entirely sure. You could communicate with them as well, but that'll cost you precious moments as well.
Yeah. As I move to engage, I calm the rest of the thing, and I'm
What's going on? What is this? This isn't on the itinerary.
This is wedding party 1. Engage the bombers. Don't let them attack the audience, or don't let them attack the party.
What's a bomber? As one of them just blows up in a fiery explosion from an interceptor just flying through the explosion.
Just evasive maneuvers. Take out whatever you can.
Copy that. You hear one of the guys like, how do we know they're enemies? You know, there's still some confusion, but they start to scatter. Right, so you line up, and I need you to roll me a fear check.
Fear?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to be a discipline.
Okay.
I'm going to make it 3 purples. I'm going to make it 2 purples and a red, and I'll flip a destiny point.
2 purple and red. Let me just look at my Jedi stuff real quick and see what.
See if you can use fear as a tool.
Hello? Help me, please, character sheet.
Character sheet! I'm in crisis!
Nope. Okay. Okay. That's all. Great. Oh, also it's a willpower thing, isn't it?
I like how it took a good die away. You're like, oh, fuck.
Fuck.
Oh, I had hope for a second.
1 fail.
Okay. So you look as a TIE fighter zips past you, and on the wing you see the undecipherable or the unmistakable icon of Midnight Squadron.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. So you're right. So you're starting to scramble, and you line up behind a TIE bomber. Go ahead and give me a. It's kind of flying straight in, so this will be pretty much like stay on target. You'll be able to line up your shot and give it all you can. 'Cause there's not much time because they're heading directly for the wedding target
So
area.
I am gonna tap into the Force,
Okay.
which will no. I commit my Force die, and it allows me to enhance my agility,
Okay.
upgrading my agility score to 5.
Deal. So,
fast.
so as long as you're focusing on that and stuff like that, so like if you ever get distracted, it might make you roll like a discipline check or something like that. But right now you have 5 agility, and so I'm gonna make this. You're targeting a TIE fighter.
Yep.
It has, or no, targeting a TIE bomber, and handling is 0, so you don't have to worry about setback.
Okay.
What's the rules for like distance and stuff?
I have to be close range to attack him.
Does that just make it 1 purple then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, deal. I'm gonna make it a purple upgraded to a red because there's a lot of fighters like sticking on you. You get 1 free upgrade from a green to a yellow because you're staying on target. If you haven't taken that already.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's flying pretty straightforward.
Okay, and I'm gonna aim.
Okay. Deal.
light some shit
my
up.
God.
Okay, well, I have enough. I have 2 success, so I have a base damage of 6. Crit 3, link 3, and I have 6 advantage.
Deal. So you
So
just
I
open
can
the
crit
guns.
and link.
Deal. So you just open the guns, ba, 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 and it explodes, and there's this bright red and black fireball, and a little bit with a ton of speckles of green dust. And that's very unusual. You track over, and you take out a TIE fighter flying an escort. You don't have enough time to take out all the bombers coming in. What do you do? You peek down at your scanners, and interceptors are lining up behind you. Do you continue to fire at the bombers, or do you make sure that the interceptors are having a harder time hitting you?
Can I make a hard cool check to try and do a Corellian send-off and make the interceptors crash?
Sure.
Okay. So cool. What is my cool score again?
Probably through the roof.
No, it's only this. But I have to do a hard check.
Oh, I thought Remy
I'm going
was
to flip
cool.
a destiny point to make it a little bit harder, too.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a setback because of that green dust has you worried.
Are you too cool for school?
This is not piloting or anything.
Okay.
This is
yeah.
yeah. This is part of your fear
Okay.
building.
Oh yeah, I succeed handedly.
Sterling came to the table.
I had
today.
1 threat
Okay.
and like 5 success.
Okay. So go ahead and take a strain.
Okay.
And what exactly does that do?
Corellian send-off. Targeting 2 ships or vehicles at close range, make a cool check to cause the targets to suffer a minor collision.
Okay. So this probably won't blow
So
them
they
up.
both take
Yeah.
a crit, though, I
But
think is what
yeah,
that means.
so what'll happen is they're kind of flying. You do this kind of crazy maneuver, and they kind of clip each other as one has a small explosion, and the other one starts to wobble a little bit. So I'll go ahead and roll real quick. 43 is a tailspin. All firing from the ship vehicle suffers 2 setbacks until. So when they shoot at you, they'll suffer 2 setbacks, and the other one gets a 35, which is not the same thing. Knocked off course, particularly strong blast. Careening in a new direction his next turn, cannot execute any maneuvers or make a piloting check to regain control. So one is off your tail, and the other one will suffer 2 setbacks, and he's going to fire at you.
Okay.
Okay. So it's agility. What's the stuff for firing? I don't shoot at you guys too much because I usually usually hurt really bad.
So
So
close range is 1, I believe.
1 purple.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got 2 setbacks, and you use agility gunnery.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, he's going to aim. While he's in a tailspin, he's just lining up. He's in very specific instructions.
Oh, it's also based off of size, but I'm assuming our ships are
Do you
similar in
have
size.
any? Do you have any handling?
+1.
And that's setback. Yeah.
Armor 3.
Okay. A lot of fails. Complete failure, but a lot of advantage. So I'm going to say that his advantage, because I have 4 advantage, his advantage causes you to kind of have to fly evasively, right? You're not flying in hot.
Mm-hmm.
You're having to fly very defensively. And so what we'll do is I'll give you a setback on your next attack, and I'll also give the... he'll basically... The TIE bombers realize that there's someone shooting at them, so they'll have a boost, basically flying defensively, kind of thing.
Okay, they're doing invasive maneuvers.
Yeah. So they're fully defensing. They're fully defensible now. So okay. So you guys run over to the aqua gliders. You guys fire them up. I'm gonna have you do a mechanics check to basically be able to hotwire these real quick.
Okay.
So we're just gonna make it. We're gonna make it 2 purples, but I'm also gonna give you 2 setbacks, and this is because of the fear of the situation. You have 2 knuckleheads with you who are like I want to stay for the after party kind of thing, like...
Right.
Yeah, so that'll be your pool.
So I have 2 success and a threat.
Okay, so you fire him up, but it's taking you a little bit longer than you were expecting, so I'm going to have you take another threat.
Okay.
Or strain. Okay, Remy, there's bombers ahead. There's interceptors behind you. They're lining up. Your comrades, the other guys in the ships are getting torn to pieces, not entirely sure what's going on. What do you do?
I think I've got to stick on the bombers as much as possible.
Okay.
I don't know what that green powder is, but it can't be anything good.
Okay.
It came from inside an Imperial ship, so probably not.
All right, line up your shot. They do have one boost in there.
Okay.
From them like flying defensively, or the setback. So you're gonna have 2 setback automatically, one for shooting, one for their maneuvers.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip a destiny point, making it 1 red.
Okay. And since I do have actually a positive on handling, it gives me a boost, doesn't it?
I think that's only when you're being shot at. I could be mistaken, but it's
Okay.
been a long time since we
Space combat.
did this.
I'll aim.
Okay.
Get rid of that, and just straight up 4 success.
With how much damage?
Basic, so 10 damage.
Okay. So unfortunately, you bounce a couple shots off their armor. There's a couple fire explosions. They're blowing black smoke right into your viewer. You can't really see what's going on, but it looks like they're kind of coasting down, but they still have some flight going about them, but they're heavily damaged. You also see that they're starting to line up a bombing run on the actual wedding party, and you also notice that this one is starting to have like green mist start just kind of coming out the bottom as like whatever bombs they have, one of their capsules is ruptured. And it's kind of crazy what's going on. So you also kind of get a glance as another ship kind of starts to zip past. It's a much bigger bomber, but it's still the same kind of shape, and it kind of makes this eerily haunting sound as it kind of goes by. And you can tell that this is a prototype bomber, and you see the commander, Commander Bria's markings on the side. As she kind of flies by, you see that she's lining up for a bombing run. And you guys fire up the aqua gliders. What do you do?
Get the hell out of here.
Okay, deal. I'm going to have you guys make a piloting planetary check, you and RC, and I'll have Triz roll for RC.
Okay. What's this?
So his piloting planetary is going to be 2 greens and a yellow. And this is going to be against 2 purples. And I'm going to give you guys each a setback. This is basically going to be to kind of get clear.
2 success and an advantage.
Okay.
Just 3 successes.
Okay. So you guys fire these things up. You guys get everybody on board. You strap Vox in. Var's holding him. Not quite sure why we're leaving the party so early. You guys start tearing out of there as quickly as possible as you see literal TIE bombers coming in on the wedding party, on this wedding celebration. You see bomb bay doors open on the bottom of the bombers. So you guys are driving away. You see a device get ready. It's like lowered and prepped in the bomb tube. Remy, you have 2.5 bombers ahead of you. What do you do?
Gonna assume Midnight Squadron hasn't changed communication codes, so I'm gonna cue those in real quick as I line up a shot on Commander Breeze.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to need you to make a computer's check to use uncomfortable fighter jet Right, the controls are all moved. You haven't really thought that you would be doing this today.
It's not written in basic either.
Cool.
Is Breeze in a TIE Defender?
What's my
No, Breeze is in a prototype TIE bomber.
What's my discipline?
More scary.
Or what's my difficulty?
I'm gonna say, are you trying to hack into Breeze specifically?
Just opening up comms to them,
Okay,
basically.
I'm gonna make it 3 purple.
Okay.
This is a hard because you're trying to hack into this new advanced bomber type.
Now we don't roll on the paper.
Nope.
Okay, so you're just flipping through frequencies, trying to call out. You're moving over, trying to line up. It's not gonna happen. And you have threat.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, go ahead and take that as strain.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna make you take it as a setback on whatever you're doing next.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're frustrated, you're paranoid, you're freaking out. What do you do?
I'm gonna just take a shot at him then. I don't think I'll aim because I was trying to do that other stuff, but yeah, I'll
Deal.
definitely take a shot.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
You will have a setback because of the TIE bomber smoking you out, essentially.
Okay.
You have the other setback because you're flustered.
Okay. I'm gonna remove one of those with skilled jockey.
Okay, what does that do?
I just get to remove it from like.
For piloting.
Piloting
So
stuff.
you're evading the smoke as best as you can. Okay.
And 1 purple. Well, I got 5 success, or 4 success with 1 threat.
Okay, damage.
That'll be 10 damage.
Okay.
Let me think for a second.
No thinking allowed.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and flip a destiny point to activate Dead to Rights, which lets me add half of my agility rounded up as damage, so I get to add an extra 3 damage.
Okay, so that would bring your damage to 13. Okay. Unfortunately, same kind of thing. You actually blow one of the wings off. It starts circling, and you see this kind of ball release from the bottom. And as you're kind of like trying to evade this thing, it basically hits. I'm gonna have. We'll just do it cinematically. It hits the middle of like the path in the middle of the chairs, and it bounces and it bounces, and it lands kind of right before the stage, and nothing happens. And then it cracks open, and gas just starts pouring out of it. And everybody's starting to understand the severity of the situation. Green smoke starts to fill the area. As you guys are driving away, you look over your shoulders, and you see a green cloud of smoke envelop the area that you guys were just in.
Could I make some sort of lore check to see if I know what this might be?
Sure. I mean, it's pretty straightforward to understand that it's nasty.
Right.
Beyond that, it's going to be probably a knowledge military,
Okay.
and it would be to correctly identify it would be a very hard check. 'Cause
I
it's
kind
not
of just want generals.
Okay.
Like, is this like some sort of
I'll
crowd
let you
control
pick the
or, like-
difficulty.
We'll call it even dice. I'll take 4.
Okay. 4 purples? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, deal. And that's quite a bit of information if you succeed. Reroll that purple.
It's not going to make a difference. So I just have 1 failure.
Okay. So you've just got a bad feeling about this.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
RC kind of looks over his shoulder. We gotta get out of here, mate.
Captain's just like, ooh, pretty color.
The most morbid thing that's ever happened at this table, I think. Good deal.
That's saying
I'm
a lot.
still on that dust, okay?
That's saying a lot.
Deal. So
I'm assuming we can like see people like fall now, and
it's a pretty thick cloud. It's like a
okay.
mossy green. It's starting to swell. The breeze is blowing it inland a little
I
bit.
think Var is coming off the high a little bit, and also I'm assuming Vox is freaking out. She's very tuned
Vox
into
is
Vox
just,
right now. So Var, I'm coming off of it a little bit.
Captain's probably still a little under because she.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are hearing explosions. You're seeing stuff.
Yeah.
Like you guys are starting to recover
RC
for
and I
sure.
are punching it.
Yeah. So you guys are freaking out. Remy, what do you do? Yeah, as you kind of look down, you see this green cloud forming.
And it's like over the.
Yeah, you see the 3 people on the stage scrambling, trying to get away from it.
I really want to try and open comms again.
Okay. Roll it. It's a communications or computers.
3. And a setback? Or-
Yes. So you still have the setback. Well, actually, you don't have the setback anymore. I think you still had a fear effect from way back in the day, but I'm not even going to worry about that.
Okay.
Because I think you failed the initial fear check, but yeah, we're fine.
Those computers
Fucking
are
hell.
just difficult.
Yeah, so you're literally just screaming in your cockpit at this point.
1 failure, 1 threat.
Okay. I'm just going to make you take 1 strain. You're screaming in your cockpit. Nobody's hearing you. You're just in a glass cage of emotion.
I'm in a glass cage of emotion! I scream out.
Yeah. Okay. What do you do?
I am going to take 1 more shot at my former commander.
Okay, so she's starting to stabilize. She's starting to head back up into orbit or towards the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Line it up.
Okay.
And as that's happening, a TIE interceptor is lining up a shot right behind you.
Okay.
Try him.
Fuck yeah. With 2 success and 1 advantage.
How would you like to end Commander Breeze?
So what I think I want to do,
You just do anything cinematic, okay? You can get on comms, you can do whatever.
since comms won't work,
Okay?
I do like a barrel roll and invert my ship and fly really fast and get like above her.
You Top Gun.
So she like looks up, I flip her off, and then like hit the brakes real quick and like fire at her and drop the other way.
You hit the brakes still upside down, right? Just lower in, ba 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 ba. Open it up.
Or as that interceptor fires at me, I actually roll out of the way and he shoots Commander Breeze down.
Deal. So
That's Corellian.
So you're doing all these crazy stunts. This TIE interceptor fires. He's just firing at you. You fly, and he puts a stream right through Commander Breeze, the tail end of her prototype bomber. Giant fiery explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got this interceptor behind you. You're looking around. You have no idea where your friends are. The rest of the crew. You're just fighting for your life with this interceptor.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me a piloting check to sort of get some space from him.
Okay. Piloting space or planetary?
This is still space
It's a
because it's up and
spacecraft.
down stuff. So yeah.
And what's my difficulty? Should probably be opposed to whatever.
Yeah,
he
this is pretty nasty. So he has actually 2 more handling than you. So he's gonna have 2. You're gonna have 2 setbacks for sure.
So he has 3 handling?
Yeah, interceptors are insane, dude.
Yeah, they get where they want to.
Yeah, so this is going to be an opposed piloting check. So I'm going to make this 3 purple and a red, and I'm going to flip a destiny point.
Fuck. I was gonna flip a destiny point.
Other way.
We like the good ones.
Wait, what is
Flip it.
So put it to 3.
There we go.
Move the paper out of the way. I'll take
Is
these.
this a chase?
Sure.
Technically, I get 2 for shortcut.
You're trying to you're trying to run away from him.
Also, I have a force ability.
How many dice do you want to roll today?
Once per session, add 2 blue to any 1 check.
Yo.
I don't like this interceptor.
You shouldn't.
He flies a lot like Drake Holmes.
Hell, dude.
My God.
Okay, Those are
Name
gone.
dropping.
Yep.
I mean, I kind of figured that might be who it was.
I didn't hear what you said.
It was his arch rival from Academy.
Gets rid of those.
Interesting.
Okay, interesting. Lots of advantage. This will cancel. So I have a triumph and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 advantage, but no
So
success.
you have a lack of success, triumph. Okay.
An 8 advantage.
So,
I'd like to cash in my advantage for a success.
And a 7 to 1
maybe
exchange
you
rate.
should roll better next time. Right. So if you have any crazy ideas of how you'd like to spend all the advantage ever and/or a triumph, let me know. I'll definitely say that you see your friends, for some advantage, you see your friends riding away on aqua gliders. You also definitely see Bria and Brenn doubled over on the stage, choking.
Remy's like
Immobile.
an eagle.
Hmm?
Remy's like an eagle.
Yes. It's using the force, damn it. That's not how the force works. What would you like to do with your triumph? Besides make Drake Holmes explode.
I make
Pretty please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think during the flight path, I'm gonna go real low and use my exhaust to blow some of that gas.
Just like
away.
the speed and the wind and stuff. Okay. Yeah, so you hit it and the camera sees you fly super low, swoop everything, almost hit the damn stage because you fly so low, and you see the smoke just swirl around you and kind of dissipate for a moment. You can tell that the device is still pumping out a lot of gas though.
Hopefully it just gave them at least enough time to get
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, so they're starting to scramble some more, but it's really hard to see. Yeah, you're flying away. You guys maybe hear on comms. You're talking back and forth to each other. They're heading for the crate. What are you gonna do?
Probably make my way.
Are you gonna meet him at the crate and jump in the ship, or are you gonna stay in the fighter?
I think I'm gonna stay in the fighter.
Okay.
I trust them to.
Deal. All right, so you're just gonna take some of these fighters for a ride. We're gonna cut back to you guys. You guys pull up to the estate, and you know that the crate is in one of the landing bays or a helicopter pad or whatever. So you guys race in. You're still kind of confused. Right now, it's just you guys. Everyone else was kind of at the wedding. What do you guys do?
Fire it up.
We gotta get out of here.
Okay. Let me get a athletics check from the least athletics person. Whoever's gonna slow down the party.
Me.
It's definitely not RC.
Not me.
And it's definitely not the captain.
No.
Athletics is brawn.
Yeah. And I have 3 green.
I
Okay.
got 2.
All right.
However, I can fly the thing.
This is just going to be an easy check, so it's just going to be 1 purple.
It's running.
Yep, it's running to a ship. How good or how bad you do determines how quickly you get there.
Oh shit.
And how many times Remy gets shot at.
That is fucking insane.
Yeah. That's a lot of symbols on 3 dice.
Yeah.
She got 2 successes, 2 failures, and 2 advantage.
No.
She got 4 successes and 2
Oh
failures.
shit! I thought those were advantage. Wow, good job.
Yeah.
You did the best and the worst that you could have done.
She got pretty motivated.
She is running her ass off. Yeah.
She knows when it's time to dick around and when it's time to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So you guys run up to the crate. You're punching in the code. The ramp is going as slow as it possibly can. This thing couldn't be anything slower. You guys hear an explosion off in the distance. You hear a lot of sounds of battle. You see the Manticore getting lower into orbit. You guys race into the crate. What do you do?
Captain's gonna go straight for the guns.
I'm a quick start the engines.
Deal. You gonna go for the guns as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's gonna fly it?
You
Bruto
are.
and
I can
RC.
fly it.
Co-pilot.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm the one that's supposed to fly it.
RC is probably a better gunner
Yeah.
for some reason, I
Probably.
would say, than a pilot.
Probably.
Actually, well, planetary pilot, because he was a recon scout.
Yep.
I was
He has
like,
plenty of
Yeah.
planetary piloting for sure.
I have nothing in planetary, but I have 2 ranks in space piloting.
Yeah.
should
So then I
probably
think
be
you're flying.
I was
the
like,
crate.
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
I'm
dear
flying
Lord.
the ship.
Oh dear Lord! This is what Legacy of Ashes becomes.
Yeah, I know. That's why when you're like, and what are you doing? I was like, well, unfortunately.
Right. So you run up. What are you doing?
I'm quick starting the engines.
Okay, so you two are going to be basically pilot and co-pilot firing up the engines.
I mean,
You
the
and
nice
RC
thing
are
is the
gunners.
seat's already set up for me and everything, so I was
Deal.
the last one to fly it.
So you guys race up. I'm just
I
going to
was
have you do
last
a
one
basic mechanics check. Get this bad boy rolling.
But I would say you might have a boost. on your
Yeah,
pilot
yep,
since
average.
You have been flying it more recently.
I mean, this is to really fire it up cold for days.
I have a triumph and a success.
You just...
Yeah, it's like, no, it doesn't
Yeah.
go at first, and then it just takes one hard pound, and then it fires up.
Yeah.
And we're at full power.
Yeah, what would you like for your triumph?
I think, so normally like your shields and weapons need a little bit to charge.
Okay.
I think with this hot start, they are
Just
good to go
ready
like
rock
right
and
now.
roll. Okay, so you guys start flying up. You see Remy with a tie interceptor just on his tail. He's just ba 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 ba, and he's just zipping around, flying in between buildings at this point. As you guys are kind of flying, you're still a little shaky behind the controls. It's probably been a long time
At least
since
a year.
prison since
Yeah.
you flow this thing by
Yeah.
yourself, and never anything like this.
True.
So you're a little nervous, you're a little anxious. You're flying it. RC's yelling at you from the gun turret. He's like, "Give me a good shot."
Yeah, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna try to line up with what the Inceptor that's
Deal. I'm gonna have you make a piloting
Oh,
check.
wait a minute, we only have one turret, don't we?
I
We
think
have
you guys
a
had a
top
top
one.
and bottom.
I think we just have a top.
Yeah, I thought it was just a
Where's
top
the
one.
page that says?
Just ruined all
If
the
not,
dice
RC's hanging onto the ramp,
Yeah.
firing a blaster rifle.
What's it
You
against?
bastards!
It's
You
going to be
said
against his
piloting, right?
piloting.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Three
we
purple
just have
says
the
red.
one.
Yeah, I think we just have the one and forward mouse.
I just have the turret.
Yeah, so.
so there's a turret and forward-facing ones.
with
the No. reason
There's only one gun on the ship. Oh, that's so sad.
Someone come
Thought
up
we
with a
were better
reason I
armed
could
than
have
that.
What did you guys have for handling?
Handling is 0.
Ooh.
We're a freighter.
Gee willikers. All right, there's going to be 3 setbacks.
Martin, don't kill your party.
There's going to be 3 setbacks.
Someone,
Now, what are you trying to do?
But they get a
Trying to line up a
surprise
shot.
because no one expected us to
Use the
come
force.
in.
Doesn't
I've
that
got
just-
you in my sights.
That flips a green to
me?
yellow. Correct?
What? Wait, what? Hello? Is that Var flying my ship?
Can I get a boost though? Because I have flown it without them before.
Sure, I'll give you a boost for no reason right now. You need it. You need it, girl.
Can I
You're
get
shooting
another
it.
boost?
Can you flip a decimal?
Give me a
I
good,
already
give me a
tried.
half-ass excuse and I'll think about it. How about Var's plugged into the terminal and like kind of cheating your flying for you because he probably can fly the ship better than you?
How about, like, a boost for the engines being ready to go?
Sure,
We can get going fast.
sure.
Okay, that's a
Deal. That's a lot of dice.
Okay.
Roll it. That's a lot. That's a lot of colors.
Oh god, that doesn't count. Hold on, I'm redoing
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Why you just pick up a triumph?
How anticlimactic.
You picked up a triumph, and instead you shit the bed.
Oh my god. Okay, hold
It's a lot of blank good dice on the table right now.
Yeah, it is. The good ones are the only
Should have
blank
just dropped
ones.
them all and been like, oh, that's my roll.
So that purple and the red are the. All right, pretty bad.
Yeah.
Thanks.
2 and 2 with bad ones.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that the ship actually takes
Sorry.
2 strain, trying not to
man.
hit a building,
You're the one with the ship sheet.
and you have to pull back quite a bit to because you almost hit a building. All right, Remy, you can hear your friends on the comms. Things are not going well. They're probably not going to be able to. They're just firing wildly, right? I'll let Triz go ahead and fire.
All right.
You're gonna have. I'm
Is
gonna
it
give you a free
gunnery?
purple to a red because of Var's flying. She's evasively
Just
maneuvering.
because.
Yep. It has 3 setbacks because of handling.
It's against gunnery, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so future note for the
Aim.
party, we don't want
I'm
to
gonna
fight tie
aim.
interceptors.
they're pretty nasty. And I'm gonna go ahead and flip a destiny point to make that second purple a red.
That's his job.
Sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
Don't kill your party. Okay. Any boost for me?
Var's
You
cheering
aim.
for you from the
You
front.
aim,
She's already
yeah.
I
aiming.
did.
Okay, then that's
There's not
it.
as much you can pray for with aiming, or with gunnery. Although this is interesting. Because that is successful.
With 2 advantages.
1 success.
What does your guys'
skirted
weapon
by
systems look like?
Laser cannons.
Turret 360 firing arc, 6 damage. 3 crit.
So
No
7.
link or anything? Oh, they wouldn't have link, yeah. Alright, so you can't crit, but how much damage do you do?
7.
7 damage, which is almost enough to kill
So
a TIE
close.
interceptor. You need 8.
Oh man.
You see explosions, but he is pulling back. You guys probably need to get out here because TIE fighters and TIE interceptors are still pouring out of this Star Destroyer.
So they swoop in, shoot it, it spins off.
Yep. It fired like a big...
Can I jam his communications real quick?
I don't care.
I
You don't
jammed
even
his
need to roll for it.
communications.
Yeah, it's like, you don't need to roll for it. So you guys start heading up, right? You guys need to get out of here. There is a lot of Imperials coming in, and you even see, like, the Decimator starting to turn for the Cobalt Crate. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna start inputting jump coordinates.
Yep.
Not a bad idea.
Are we gonna
You need to
leave
clear...
Remy?
You need to clear orbit for sure. He has a
True.
ship with hyperdrive. It's not a great ship, but it'll get you guys wherever you're going. You'll have to definitely link coordinates and stuff like that. Assuming you guys are heading to the same spot, not this...
Oh wait,
Yeah.
how does that sound?
Yeah. So you guys are flying up, heading towards space, and all of a sudden you guys see Hapen battle dragons drop out of hyperspace as you're starting to break atmosphere. You see an immediate firefight just break out between these, and you guys are flying directly in the middle of this crossfire. What do you do?
Var, why did you pick this
Martin,
route?
stop killing your party.
I'm sorry, Martin's not here right now. Would you like to evasively maneuver?
Var, why did you fly between them? There's a lot of space you can pick.
I mean, it's still ahead of you guys, but you're flying and you're just seeing like missiles and green batteries and red lasers, and you guys are just seeing like these fighters start to pour out of the battle dragons, and you see Nova class cruisers.
Var would like to do an invasive maneuver to try and make it
Deal.
through.
All right, I'm gonna have you make a piloting check. I'm gonna have both you and Remy make piloting checks to basically try not to draw any attention to yourselves as you're flying up and trying to get clear of this battle.
Yeah.
Casual.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're flying
Triz,
casual.
I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
Okay.
What's our difficulties?
Right. So I'm gonna make this a hard difficulty, just 3 purples. And this is to prevent yourselves from like drawing any extra attention.
Perception.
Yep.
Can I get a boost? Because I really want the fuck out of here.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll give you that boost because
Do you have a yellow?
You're following Remy.
Spooner
True.
Buddy. Yeah,
I'm
like,
following you.
Spooner Buddy
What's my difficulty?
Vox is like keeping you on point. I'm gonna
Also,
make
I'm
it
just following him
2
wherever
purples.
you go.
Go ahead and make me a computers check.
In a minute.
I've got dice. Yeah, just get ready. We'll make it. We'll make it
Well,
2
shit.
purples and a setback.
I got 2 fails and 1 advantage.
Okay. Would you like to use your advantage on anything?
Triumphs have a success. I don't know.
I mean, 1 advantage.
You
is
triumph
like,
too?
you know, strength.
We're awesome!
What is the setback for?
The setback is just because the Cobalt Crate is a little out of service kind of thing.
Okay.
And
Does
like
it-
the electrical systems are not they're firing and like the power's getting drawn everywhere.
Because I can remove computer setbacks, but
Go
I'll
for
leave
it,
that up
yeah.
to you. Okay.
Go for it. Yeah, this is definitely like a wiring issue that you're just like, come on, hold on one
It's
second.
on my list.
Hold on 1 second. All right, what'd you guys get while he rolls?
You pilots are fucking awesome right now. I
First of all, awesome. Second of all, awesome.
So we both triumph.
Yep.
Wow.
We
Okay.
both succeeded, and between us we have 4 advantage.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are able to avoid the battlefield. You see the Manticore, and she's got her ass to you. And you guys could
Flip her
line up
off.
a shot if you wanted to. You guys could line up both of you guys could line up shots against it
Do it.
if you wanted to, or you could basically kind of stay clear, get some boosts on hyperspace coordinates.
We're already through all the shooting.
No,
at
you
each
guys
other
are
thing?
still just kind of flying around. There's fighters zipping around.
But
so
we
you
made
guys-
it through the main battle, the main field.
Well, no,
They
we're-
were, like,
we're
shooting
in
at
and
that
It's
right
in
now.
and out. It's
Anyway.
back and forth. Yeah.
I say yes.
Line up.
Shoot at her.
I have a lack of success with 4 advantage.
Okay. So you won't be able to detect anything with the space battle itself, but I will say that you're starting to get, you kind of notice that a news feed is coming up from Megos, and you can tune into it for some advantage if you wanted to.
Sure.
Okay. So this is actually reporting that a chemical weapon had been used on innocent civilians, and that it was actually that it is incredibly lethal, and that any first responders reporting to the incident have also found that their basically hazard suits have been incapable of preventing them from falling ill to this weapon as well.
Okay, so Bruto's gonna keep this one close to the chest for a little bit because we don't need to worry people right now.
Deal. I'm going to make you take 4 strain,
That's okay.
knowing that information.
That's okay.
That's fair.
Alright, so you guys are flying, you see the Manticore kind of... It's clear that this one Imperial Star Destroyer and the TIE Fighters are starting to like pull back. Whatever they were here to do, they're probably feeling pretty good about it. And when the Hapen Battle Dragons show up, it is Hape's Armada showing up in force, and they're going to get the hell out of here. It's already hard enough to navigate out of here, and in fact, you guys won't even be able to put in a hyperspace coordinate until you clear the nebula anyways. Right, so you guys are flying out of here. You guys see the Manticore straight ahead of you.
Oh, we totally line up first.
We lining up?
Perfect.
Can I pull the shields down on the back end? Slicing in?
Probably not against the mana. I mean, it would be a 5 purple minimum. It'd be like a 5 die minimum if you want to try it.
I'd love to.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to slice the Manticore.
Am I shooting?
Yeah. So your pilot and Remy will also shoot as well.
Can I get one of those, please? And I am upgrading my computer's check using the Destiny pool.
Okay.
And I'm going to aim it as well.
Cannot aim. Sir.
I'm aiming my hacking.
Sir, that is where I draw the line, sir.
Roll it.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, that is impossible.
Roll it.
I know I have like the literal
Stats for the Manticore.
stats around here.
I'm just assuming the Manticore has shields.
It has a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's pretty
if
powerful.
you do take shields down, that would be very helpful,
Mhm.
since they're like a black die per point of shield.
Yeah.
All right, so the pilots have flown to line up shots. Triz and Remy, go ahead, get ready. You're going to do a computers.
Yeah, I'm going to try
hack.
and pull the
Okay.
shields down.
So here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to make it 5 purples. We're going to upgrade a purple to a red because of the comms operator on their ship has some training, and I'm
Okay.
going to make it 2 setback, 1 for each point of shields in the aft area.
Okay. And so those are shield setbacks instead of just like general. Actually, I'm
That's just-
actually aggressively slicing. Bypass secure. No. Okay, I don't think I have a talent
Okay.
that can.
You can get a boost because Vox is plugged into the computer system and he's helping. Alright, so he's going to roll us first to see if we can't get rid of that rear shield.
Those pesky shields.
Oh, shields. So you're coming up behind.
So it hurt me. I have 2 successes and 3 threats. And I can reduce the defense of 1 zone on 1 target for 1 round per success.
And you have 2 successes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to remove all the shields in the rear.
Yep.
And I'm going to make that strain. You have
System
3 strain?
strain?
You have 3 fail or setback?
Yeah, there were the
Okay,
3.
so I'm going to make Triz basically her
'Cause I
her
pulled
power
one
will
extra
stutter for
power.
a second. So you have a setback, and you make sure the ship takes 1 strain. Deal.
And
Alright.
training.
Run both
So,
ships right
Remy
my
and
difficulty?
Triz, go ahead and shoot.
What's
I think it's just 2 purples.
What's their handling?
Their handling is -3, so you'll get 3
So-
boosts.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she'd get 3 boosts. I would get 4 because I have a +1 handling.
Are you
Right?
sure it works that way?
That's what this says. If positive, add. So handling, it says here, if positive, add black per point to checks. If negative, add blue per points to check.
Yeah, so it just makes you.
Oh,
it's
that's
only
only
when
probably
getting
for
shot at.
piloting.
It's only
Okay.
when getting it shot at. Yeah, so you get three blues because it's slow and sluggish. Here's what we're gonna do. Both purples are getting upgraded to reds, and here's why. The Star Destroyers are also doing like an anti-flak kind of thing, protecting the Decimator. They see that fighters are starting to line up. They see, enemy ships. Their commander is this Manticore, so they're defending it as best as possible.
Were you saying for handling she gets 3 blue? No, what were you saying about handling?
Because of handling, you guys will get 3 boosts against this.
Okay.
But both purples are turned into reds.
Both
And
of
if you
us?
need, oh yeah.
And
Oh,
well done.
it's in your drink holder.
Did the
Can you
pilots
hand me 2
stay
more?
on target that upgrades a green to a yellow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But your ship, neither one of your ships are really staying on target. You guys are
we're just getting to it.
The Triumphs are basically just putting the Manticore in place with its ass there.
Why do I feel like she has so much more density?
So she's a gunner.
Should you have one more?
That's
'Cause
right, you should
positive
have.
handling?
What?
Also,
No.
you should have one more red.
Handling is
It was
only
just
when
when
you
getting
get
shot.
Yes.
Sorry. I'll shut up.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 success and 3 advantage, as well as a despair.
3 successes and 5 advantages.
3 success, 5 advantage. So what's your damage? We'll get to your despair in a second. What's your damage?
We
What's-
have a base of
What's the turret's damage on the crit?
6.
So that's 9
9.
damage. And you have how many advantage?
5.
5.
We can crit,
Okay.
but we don't have any other cool stuff.
Okay. So it takes 8 damage?
9.
9.
9 damage and a crit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a crit with your percent die. So
that
start
a
calculating your
Yeah, it
damage
is.
if you're linking and all that
Shit.
stuff. 0, 9?
95.
95.
6?
96.
Okay. Engines are damaged. The ship or vehicle's maximum speed is reduced by 1 point to a maximum 1 until a critical hit is paired. So sublight engines start to explode. It's kind of stuttering, almost
makes a lot of sense.
drifting. I mean, you get shot right in the engines. Yeah.
So I can either crit it or I can link damage once.
I'd say crit it.
Okay, we'll do that. So I'll do 10 damage.
Linked is pretty juicy though.
I mean, that's
juicy,
16
but
damage.
It is a tank. I'm not going to tell you hit points or anything. It's armored. It's got a lot of hull, so a crit could be fun. But if you guys want to have any chance at trying to take this thing out, it might be worth linking damage.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll link damage. I'm kind of imagining something bad happens because I get so focused
You
on trying
overheat
to like
the guns and
shoot this guy. So yeah, 16 damage.
God, that is quite a hit.
That could drop our ship. No.
No,
Okay.
it goes in 2 sequences, so it's
Yeah.
decreased by armor each time. Because they're 2 separate hits, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, now let's get the fun.
Deal. So you just boom, 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 just hit in the back. A lot of them just leave carbon scoring. The engines kind of flash off and on, and then the Manticore starts to slow, and its guns start to pop up and turn around facing rear. It's going to start just firing wildly as well. Sterling, what would you like to do with your despair?
I don't know. I think
Because we can say your weapon's overheated to where you can't shoot next turn, because that would make an absolute sense where you're putting in so many blaster bolts into this damn thing. That would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Or I could shoot at you right now
let's
with the Manticore.
let's say weapons overheat.
Okay, deal. I think I just had like a wicked moment flashback to Duro,
Yeah.
where I hit you with one volley and we were like worried that the Cobalt crate
Was
was
it
going to
about
be,
to
or
explode?
was it the Imperial shuttle?
It was
It was the crate.
Oh, okay, perfect. Which I think you guys are still damaged from.
We are, in
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, perfect.
I haven't
So
had a safe haven in a while.
Alright, we shot it in the ass. Let's
Deal.
go!
That's
Yeah.
only like
So
20 hours
it's
ago.
starting to slow down, but you immediately have it's starting to like do tracer rounds and trying to line up shots on you guys.
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
We had our
so
fun.
As the Manticore's engines kind of sputter down, you see these cannons just start spraying. They're trying to line up shots. There's ricocheting shots off you guys. They're firing wildly defensively, trying to keep everyone back. The Imperial Star Destroyer is actually turning and almost looks like it's leaving the Manticore. It's starting to head towards the cusp of like this nebula that's like hovering closely to Hapes and the moons. And then you see the Manticore jump wildly through the nebula. It just kind of disappears, and it's incredibly dangerous. You guys are kind of looking around. You're getting sensor scrambling from this nebula. No idea which direction it jumped or what's going on. You see the Imperial Star Destroyer, explosions going off. It's wildly racing for this edge of the nebula, trying to get safety in the clouds, in this kind of space anomaly. You see the battle dragons start to pull back and kind of form a defensive line around the moon, and you see one battle dragon just chasing it, just flying full speed, firing everything, spinning around. It's spinning a little bit slower because they have to be completely stopped to really give it the full broadside, but you guys see it kind of chasing after. And what do you guys do? You guys are in your fighter, you're in your crate, you're not quite sure what's going on. You are open with some Hapen communications.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll just say that you're still kind of listening in.
Yeah, I just...
So you're still kind of listening in. You hear the Hapen fleet actually yelling at this solo battle dragon to pull back, and you can hear that it's actually part of the Thane fleet, the remainders of what had rescued you guys. And you see it, that it's still chasing. You see that it's still firing, and they're refusing to pull back, and they send out basically a distress call to any true Hapens, those true to the cause, those true to the rebellion. Pursue. Do not let these Imperials get away with what they've done today. Comms are open. What do you guys do?
So did we all hear
It's
that?
just
for
them.
Okay.
Oh, it was just me that heard that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can flip it open to open ship comms, but then everyone's going to hear the reports from planet side.
Yeah, I'm just going to switch over to our localized channel, us and Remy. So guys, that battle dragon is pursuing. It's from the Thane Armada. So with some of the remainders that saved us. The Empire deployed a chemical weapon on the surface of Megos. They're calling for anybody that would stand by them to not let the Empire get away with this, to join them. Chimera just jumped out. It would, I'd hate to see her get away with this after so much.
Well,
I say we go after them.
What do you think, Remy?
I say we follow them.
We finally have some firepower behind us that can do something to these stupid Imperials.
we have one battle dragon, mate. We best not push our luck, though.
It's better than what we've had in the past.
Against the Imperials?
Better than what we've had in the past.
That doesn't make it a smart choice.
No?
They're really gummed up. That Star Destroyer was ripped to pieces. The Manticore was in trouble. One battle dragon should be enough.
Look, if we chase them, we just make more enemies within the Empire right now. Our best bet is to run. Hide. Without them knowing where we went. Obviously, they knew where we would be. We had a fleet of battle dragons come and attack the Empire. They were here for us.
Don't you think it's a little bit more reason why we should help?
So you guys have communications readouts, a lot of traffic coming in, right? You're starting to sort through it as much as possible, still being part of the conversation. You're basically getting a sense that Brenn brought this upon the Thane family. Scores have been settled, and the Hapens are not going to get involved from here. The Thane family had wronged the Empire, and the Empire had gotten revenge, and for them to remain as neutral as possible, this is a sort of pot square situation.
The Empire did this because of us. Because of what Bria had Thane do.
We didn't know that they were going to do that, though.
True, but, I mean, we kind of have bad luck follow us wherever we go.
I'm grateful that we got out of it, but I don't know if we should go. I don't see how we could help.
That weapon hit the wedding. I haven't seen any reports yet, but I don't think Bria got out.
Remy, what do you think?
I say we do it for her.
I think there's like a voice echoing in Remy's mind, asking if he's going to be a hunter. I think Remy will chase the ship.
So as Captain calls over the comms, Remy, what do you think? His engines just light up and starts pushing forward into the nebula.
Var after him, and I flip on main channels to this battle dragon that's getting pursued.
Yeah, I was already turning the phone.
And radio in that the Cobalt Crate would be honored to join them.
Roger that, Cobalt Crate. We are tracking the Imperial Star Destroyer. We seem to have a beat on their communications and their computer systems, as their shields are pretty ravaged. It looks like they're planning for a hyperspace jump just at the edge of the nebula. We'll fill you on the coordinates.
We'll be right behind you.
They transmit coordinates, and Vox brings it, basically sets up the astrogation jump, and you guys get a sense of the final destination. A small space station following a kind of worthless planet. The space station is known as Hope's Light. It is registered as Imperial controlled, and it is the point of origin from where the Manticore and the Imperial Star Destroyer disembarked.
Well, looks like we're headed back to Hope's Light.
Great. We better get going.
Alright, everyone look lively. If we're taking the fight to the Empire, we better damn be ready. And with that, we will call it an episode. We will see you again soon for the next chapter of our saga.
Fuck you, Empire!
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you, hippies!
Like
Double identities.
Fang and
Marco?
Would you like to see the list?
and
No, we're
Bingo.
recording and we're trying to finish the damn episode. Nobody wants to see your lists.
Yeah,
Right.
come on, Bingo.
Hey, somebody say my name? Nobody said your name, Bango. Go back to whatever crevice you... Go back to the Hut Space episode. We'll see you in soon. Time for the wedding of the century.
So what color is this wedding?
Red.
Ooh.
I've seen that, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like,
I've seen that.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Game of
You're
Thrones.
Game of Thrones
absolutely
reference.
Yeah. I still haven't watched a single episode. I need to.
It's pretty good.
Do you like titties? Do you like violence?
do you like violent titties?
I've got a show for you!